Biology Part 54. In this way, a useful temperature difference is maintained all the way along the pipes, and almost all of the available heat energy can be transferred. Precisely the same principle applies to maintaining a favorable diffusion gradients for the uptake of oxygen by the gills of a fish. Counterflow ensures that as much oxygen as possible is transferred from the water and diffuses inwards to become trapped in the blood capillaries. The human gas exchange system. These gas exchange system organs in the humans and other mammals are the lungs. So let's talk about their structure. The structure of human gas exchange system. Lungs are the gas exchange organs for humans and mammals. The lungs develop as outgrowths from the pharyngeal region of the alimentary canal, and together with the heat they fill almost all available space inside the thorax, and that's what we can see in the figure as well. It has been described in the figure as well. The exchange organs in the conducting part of the respiratory system through which air passes begins with the nasal cavity, where the air is warmed and moistened, and continues across the fornix of branching system of tubes inside the lungs. The largest of these tubes are trachea. The windpipe is typically about 2 cm in diameter and 10 cm long. The trachea is supported at the intervals by C-shaped cartilages and is embedded in its walls. Each cartilage extends around the trachea, its ends being separated by a short gap located at the back. This structure makes the trachea extremely flexible and allows it to be stretched or composed during the movements of the lungs. In addition, because the cartilage are incomplete, it is possible to increase the diameter of the airway by cuffing, making it easier to free an obstruction. At the top of trachea, where it joins the pharynx, is larynx. This structure is visible externally by the Adam's apple and has two important functions. Number one, it acts as a valve which is closed during the swallowing, sealing and trachea against the entry of food. Number two, in human, a complex control system has developed so that the vocal folds within the larynx can be used in the production of speech. The epiglottis, a flap of tissue supported by cartilage, projects forwards from the larynx and assists in directing food towards the esophagus. However, it is not essential for this purpose. At the base, the trachea divides into left and right principal bronchus, each of which is further subdivided into smaller tubes, also called as bronchi, and supported by cartilage in similar way to the trachea. And supported by cartilage in a similar way, the branching pattern is not random but is consistent from one person to another, and divides each lung into a number of distinct lobes. Note that the left and right lungs differ in shape so as to accommodate the heart within each lobe. The tubes of the bronchial tree continue to subdivide and eventually give rise to narrow unsupported tubes less than 1 mm in diameter. These are the bronchi holes. These are the bronchioles, which subdivide yet again and finally terminate in a minute air-filled sacs called alveoli. The alveoli are arranged in lobules like small bunches of grapes and are well supplied with blood capillaries so that gas exchange can take place. Although each alveoli is 100 to 300 UM in diameter,